Hello there, and welcome to my workshop. Today I'm going to show you the full process of what you would need to go through to batch make key rings and fridge magnet ornaments. So today I'm going to show you how to turn a $5 sheet of 1/8 inch ply into $500. Now there are a number of steps that you will have to go through to prepare the artwork suitable enough to go into your laser program, and then in the laser program I'll show you how to put together a manufacturing batch. But like I say, there's a number of processes you need to know about and go through before you get to that stage. So the first thing you need to do is open up a paint utility in Windows, which is a free program. And you get your piece of art and just drag and drop it straight in. The subject of this particular batch of keyrings or fridge magnets are all Australian animals. And you can do the same with, sort of your region of the world. You can do it with anything you want, really. So what you need to do, this is a fairly nice drawing of a kookaburra, but to improve this for the laser, to improve it for the production of the laser, we need to enhance it very, very slightly, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we go large screen, and we're going to resize it, so we're going to go 2x2, okay, so we can see it now. Now what we need to do, and what the laser will require, is for us to make this a little bit more prominent, okay, and in a couple of other areas around here too. So what you simply do in Paint is choose a, well, we can choose a brush, a fine brush, yes, and then we say fine line. We'll just see how fine that line is actually. And it might look a bit squiggly, but it's okay. In actual fact, I'm going to undo that one. I'm going to go thicker line, that one there. And all you're doing is filling in the areas of space. Can you see that my head isn't in the way? So what we're doing, we're modifying this picture. And that will do us. Now just enhancing the crest around here and the odd little places that I have, it just helps the laser to etch down a better etching then, or a better reproduction. So that's what you need to do there, is just enhance the drawing just a little. Now the next important thing you need to do in this program, and I'll just make it a little smaller, is you come here to File, go to Save As, and save it as a bitmap. That's very important. The laser will only see bitmaps. So, save. And there we are. So now we've made that into a bitmap. Now we can put it into the next program for the laser, and that is laser cut. So this is a pretty standard laser processing and operating program. The two main ones are laser cut and RD Works. So what we're going to do, we're going to come up here and we're going to import our file. And there it is. It's a little large at the moment, so what we're going to do is we're going to resize that. And to resize that, we just enhance it or highlight it, bring our cursor over to one side, right click, press size, and it's a little large. Now we want it. Now I'm going to put the lock scale on there. That's the that'll keep it nice and square. So we only need to alter one item here. So we're going to say 50 millimeters. 50 by 40, that's fine. That's as big as we need to be for a key ring. And okay that. Now we're going to do two processes here. We need to find out the correct setting for our laser, as in for the etching, to get the right, I suppose, color that the laser is going to etch it into the wood, because you know, all wood is different, even from sheet to sheet, it's different. And of course, then we're going to work out the correct setting to cut it out. So it's two operations. So we'll make two of these, or actually we'll make one of these, and I'll make a square alongside it. So we'll first of all do that, just put them in that square. It doesn't mean anything, it's just I'm putting it there. Actually we're going to put that on a black layer. No, actually what we'll do is we'll put that on a blue layer. There, like that. We're going to leave that at the moment, and then we're going to draw a square like this, just roughly. That's fine. And we're going to leave that on a black layer. Okay, so we've separated the two. And what I'm going to do is just come off, get the cursor. Now then what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to move this one up. So I've highlighted it and I'm going to move it up. Okay, so I've changed it around. That means I'm telling the laser that I want the laser to etch this one first, then cut that one out second, because whatever's at the top of the list up there, the laser will do first, and it'll work its way through the layer list. Okay, so we're going to highlight this, and then we're going to alter this to an engraving, and we're going to double click that. 200, I think I'm going to raise that up to 400 millimeters a second, which is, let me see, let me convert that quickly for you. 400 millimeters a second, okay, is roughly speaking 1 foot 4 inches. Okay, power level. Now I think that's probably going to be a little high, but we'll try it. I'm going to lower that down. I'm going to say 30. This is 30%, by the way, of the laser power. 30 and 40. I'm going to try. Bidirection. Now that means we want it to etch from left to right and right to left. Okay, each sweep of the laser nozzle, we want it to actually fire. Engraved blowing, always have engraved blowing. Always have engraved blowing. That's very important. It blows the debris away from the top of the material, and more importantly, it cools the lens and keeps it clean. So always have blowing. 0.09 millimeter scan lines, okay? So when the laser is actually traveling at 400 millimeters a second, the actual laser will leave a track of 0.09 of a millimeter. Okay. Now I've got a 100-watt laser with a 2.5-inch lens, and I will go into in depth in the future of how the laser scan line changes with speed. It's quite complex, but I will go into it for you. So believe you me, it's a fact. None of this matters. I don't need to fill this in. You only fill this in if you want to come from the laser home position to a designated area and start working. If you're working on a full sheet and you wanted to designate an area to start cutting or do a particular job, that's what these are for down here. We're going to set the XY0 on the job. So we're going to say OK, and the computer's calculated that. So now we're going to go to the square, and that's a cut 20 millimeters a second, 40. What this is, obviously 20 millimeters a second, it's going to travel, which is just a little over 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch is 19 millimeters. All right, so we're going to go 20 millimeters, which is just slightly over. So this first figure here, work arc, now that's the initial punch of the laser. The laser has to punch a hole through bare material, which it does pretty easily, but you just got to give it just a little bit extra power. And as well in the corners, as we're doing a square, not only does it need to punch a hole through quickly, but when it comes and changes direction, there's such a thing called beam lag. So it's important to raise the power level up just very slightly to give it that extra bit of power in the corner to make sure the corner area is all cut. And what this next line is down here, power 1, power 2, that is giving the laser a parameter to work between. Well, as it's a cut, we want the same parameters. So what we're doing here, we're telling the laser that we want you to cut when you're running at 35% output. This can be left blank that doesn't matter. This can be left blank, that doesn't matter, that's for machines with dual laser tubes. Always blowing, I've just explained about that, and I've just explained about this, so we can press OK. So now we'll go to the laser and do that test cut. Okay, so look at our result here. If we go to the back, you can sort of see that it didn't quite go all the way through. And it's held up on there and it just won't... Oh, it did pop out. Let's check that again. And you can see, hopefully, that it's not bad, actually. I think that's pretty good. You know, I'll raise it up a couple of percent, because what you're after is a clean cut through, which it pretty well done. But you know, the least amount of burn-in as possible. You can see that's a sort of a light or light to medium dark brown, which indicates that, well, it's not a bad cut. Okay, so the etching could be a little darker. I mean, it's not bad, but I think we're going to go a little darker with that. So we're going to raise our settings up just a little. We'll keep the speeds the same, because I think the speeds are pretty perfect. It's just now, I think, just altering our settings to get things a little better, just a touch. So I'm going to show you one more step now as well. Not only are we going to alter the settings, I'm going to show you one more step to get our art better aligned to what we're actually doing. I'm going to show you what that is now. So we're going to select our square and we're going to press delete on our keyboard. So that's how you delete something off the screen. And we're going to get our circle and draw it slightly bigger, like that. And we're going to make it a slightly better shape. So we get our select tool and we'll zoom in on this a bit. And we're going to, let me see, we'll put some more nodes in here. Node, there we are, we'll put some more nodes on. And what I did, I went over to the node editing tool here, behind my ear. Oh, hang on, I'll turn it, oh, there we go. That's a little better for you. There's a node editing here, just pressed on that, came over, pressed on that, and it gave me extra nodes. So we can pull this around into any shape we want, really. Catch out of this node, and we're going to pull it up. like this. And possibly do that, and we're going to straighten that out a bit by catching hold of that handle and moving it like so. Out a bit more. Catching hold of that handle and moving that so. To get a bit of a nicer shape, catch hold of this one. Go up here like this. Catch hold of that handle. Turn it, straighten it out. Just get a bit of a shape going for a keyring, I suppose. You can make this any shape you want. You can make it into the shape of Australia or America, whatever you want. And we're going to call that good. So then we're going to go to our circle tool again, and we're going to go up here and we're going to put a circle there like that. Maybe resize it to 3 millimeters. Actually 3.5 millimeters we'll go to with that. That's okay. We'll take that lock off and put that 3.5 as well. Make it whoops. 3.5. Make it a circle. That's okay. I like that. That's all right. And I'm trying to get this all in one video for you, so you can. I think you can see what I'm doing now. Okay, so this is all on a black layer. That is still on a blue layer, and it's still up on the top, so we still get the etching first. So I'm going to come out, and I'm going to select this. I'm going to bring this artwork now into here. And it really doesn't matter that it's marked out there. I mean, I could do it the other way around. I don't think it's going to make any difference at all. May do. Let's group these together. So to group, you come up here, you select both units and just say group it. So now when you come off it, you've only got to select the 1 and the 2 are grouped together. So now we're going to put this over here. And a little bit more maybe. So now you can see that the red line is more prominent over the white. So you can see exactly what you're doing. And you don't have to catch hold of it. You can actually move that. Now I've got it highlighted by the arrows on your keyboard like this. To get it centralized. That looks okay to me. I'm happy with that. Just deselect it. So what I'm going to do with the engraving, I'm going to, we need this to be a little darker, so power level 35 and 45. Okay, just gives it that, makes it that little bit darker. 5, that's okay. and I'm just going to raise this up just slightly, and I think what I'm going to do is go 42%, 42%, and we'll make this, let's see, 35. Oh, we'll go the same. We'll make it 37. 37. And we're going to be happy with that, I think. It's just that little, makes it a little bit better. Okay. So now we'll take that over to our laser and we'll test this. If this is correct, then I'll show you how to make a batch of all different artwork, and how to make a batch and turn that $5 sheet of 1/8 inch ply into $500. Well, that is pretty perfect. I don't know whether it's a little bit overexposed, but I just need plenty of light here to be able to film. That's pretty well perfect. So now I'm going to show you how to make a batch of, and get the laser to machine several different types all in one go. You'll see I've brought in an additional 5 pieces of art, all been dealt with exactly the same as this one. So now we are going to make a batch. And the way we do that is we select our drawn outline and we come over here and we say we want to make some copies. And we want to make, let me see, well, it's 6 all up in the Y direction. So we're going to say 6. And gaps between in the Y, we want of, we'll say 3 millimeters. Okay. So there's our additional cutouts with holes. So we come off now and deselect that, and we just pick each individual etching or engraving, and we're going to put that on, and we get it roughly where we want it to. And this Australia sort of map one, in actual fact, yeah, that will go there. And this one, that looks pretty perfect. Some koalas, kangaroos. That looks good as well. And magpies. I'll show how that one's going to come out, because that's a little bit of a photograph. So it's a little bit of a test case, I think. So now what we're going to do, so now I'm going to draw a square just because I've got a piece of waste material that I am going to cut these out of a piece of waste material, so it doesn't have to be a full sheet. So I'm going to just draw it like this. And we're going to size it. And it's 700 by 240. So I know I've got to get all the ones I want to make in this area. So what I'm going to do is get my select tool, move this for the moment over here somewhere. I'm going to separate these out. So just want this three, bring this here, like that. This three, bring like this. And we're going to fetch that down here. So I think you can get the idea where I'm going here. Okay, so what we're going to do is select that one, press down, select that one, press shift, select that one, that one, that one, that one. And we're going to put it on the blue layer, which is the engraving layer. Okay. And then select that one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and it already is on the black layer, but I just like to do that just to make sure. And now what I like to do is open up the engrave again and recalculate it, and then open up the cut and recalculate it. So now what we're going to do, I'm just going to select these three here. I'm going to say I want 1, 2, 3, 4, including this one, copies. See if it'll go in. And so we want the copies in the X direction, so we're going to put 4, which includes the one that's already there. So we're going to say we want 4 columns, and we want 2mm gaps. I'm going to say OK, and there they are, which is OK. And then we're going to select these. I'm going to move them up slightly so there's not much waste. I'm doing this with the arrow keys. There we go. And then I'm going to say, again, in the X, 4. I could probably put another 2 lines in. All right, we'll say 5. Say 5. And 2mm gaps. Okay. And that'll go in there comfortably. Just won't quite get a 6th one in. Okay. So, you know, you're always going to have a little bit of waste. So you can imagine how many is there? 4, 5, there's 9. Well, there's nearly 30 there. Okay. Just in this little bit of waste. So you can imagine a full sheet, you're going to make 500. So now what we're going to do is select engrave. Now, probably not, there's no need to probably do this, but I do it as a matter of course. I'm saying to the program, look, recalculate this because now I've added more. So, recalculate, cuts, okay, recalculate. I'm actually going to raise the cut up slightly. I'm going to take this up to 40 to make sure. 40, because I wasn't real happy, you know, it wasn't 100%, you know, sort of 100% cut. 40, so I'm going to say recalculate that. And you can tweak this, you know, as you go along. Okay, so now we'll take this to the laser and we'll do our batch cut. what works out to be 1 a minute. So you can quite easily turn a sheet of 3mm plyboard, good plyboard, not rubbish, into $500 without any trouble at all. And I will draw your attention to this video on my front page of my YouTube channel. Under lasers, under 100-watt lasers, watch that video. I will stress that this is not an eBay laser. If you go buying a laser off eBay or off Alibaba, you will not get the results that I get, and you will be very disappointed, and quite honestly you'll be throwing your money away. This is a custom made industrial grade laser. Watch that video. I tell you all about it in that video, and what to look for if you are considering purchasing a good laser. So that's another very, very easy product to make if you get used to the programs and operating the laser. That's what it's all about. Doing the artwork. The artwork is simple. The program for running the laser is simple. It is not a difficult profession, and it is one that you can do from your home, in your garage. I probably wouldn't suggest doing this in your spare bedroom. Again, in that video I describe why. I will tell you very briefly, etching or burning any material, the laser, once it hits the material, okay, turns that material to a gas. Now in most cases the gas that is given off is highly toxic. Okay, there's chemicals inside this wood to glue it together. When they're burnt, it gives off toxins. Plastic is worse, 10 times worse. They're carcinogenic. So whoever you buy your laser from, my advice would be to order a carbon filter. In fact, these days the carbon filters are very, they're far better than the one I've got. Mine is a natural, my carbon filter is a naturally aspirated. In other words, it relies on the fan, the extractor fan of the exhaust to push it through. It does a good job. However, the newer ones have an inbuilt fan in them that suck it through as well, the exhaust that is. And I probably will modify mine in the future. I'll put a fan inside it to suck through and assist the process. And it is very, very necessary to have a filter in line of the exhaust. I hope this video has been a help to you in your quest to learn about lasers, and I will be bringing out an awful lot more this year. If you've liked it, please press like and subscribe to my channel. Also, this channel now is heavily reliant on its patrons. I have many patrons that support this channel. They are a great help, and the channel still needs more, because since Carp has come in, the revenue is just not there. So if you could help by becoming a patron, the information for my Patreon page is at the end of this video and also above the comments section underneath this video. So thank you for joining me, and pop in and have a look at one of my other videos, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.